The movie begins with a scene in Finland where a young girl named Alia is running from several men in the forest. These men turn out to be her family. Alia jumps into a lake, but the men catch her before she can drown. Next, we see a man named Rex waiting in line at a bank. He is there to see Maddie, the woman he likes. While they are talking, robbers attack the bank and kill a security guard. The calm situation quickly turns tense. Rex spots a gun in a woman's bag, but she can't act because it's too dangerous. As everyone is in danger, Rex tries to keep his emotions in check. Suddenly, the woman's bag with the gun is thrown onto Rex's lap. Later, we see Rex in court. He is being sued for killing the robbers at the bank, even though he saved many lives and is considered a hero. Despite this, he is sentenced to 8 years in prison. 8 years later, Rex is out of prison and looks at a magazine with his own picture on it. For now, the magazine still calls him a hero because of his brave actions from 8 years ago. After Rex gets out of prison, he isn't ignored by society. Instead, people notice him and reporters chase him around. This makes Rex uncomfortable, and at this point, a different side of him appears. This other side of Rex is more emotional. When he can't handle the attention anymore, he stands up and throws his desk at the crowd. But in reality, this is just his imagination helping him deal with his stress. Even though many people see him as a hero, some still think he is a crazy person. Rex then talks to his friend, saying he's tired of his life because of all the attention. He decides to leave the city and move to Finland. The reason he wants to go to Finland is that, while in prison, he shot a spitball that landed there. The scene then moves to a forest where a man is running from several people. The people chasing him look like the ones from the beginning of the film. This indicates that these incidents are happening in Finland, which will be Rex's next destination. The man is then forcefully pulled by a strong, terrifying creature. Back to Rex. He is now at the airport, where a man starts filming him. Rex also notices a husband and wife keeping an eye on him. When things start to get noisy and people begin filming him, he becomes increasingly annoyed and decides to go to the restroom. However, it turns out that the husband from the couple is already in the toilet staring at Rex while he is peeing. When Rex returns to his seat, the strange wife gives him a creepy smile. After Rex arrives in Finland, he waits for a taxi. From a distance, a taxi driver is watching him. The driver cuts through another taxi line and stops right in front of him. When Rex gets into the taxi, the driver releases anesthetic gas, causing him to become unconscious. In a house, a family is preparing dinner and doesn't look suspicious at all. The only surprising thing is when we see Rex already kidnapped and tied up in the basement of their house. At this moment, Rex's hands are tied and one of his legs has been amputated. Rex, just realizing this, tries to scream but is stopped by someone. It turns out that the person is Rex's conscience, who tells him to keep his mouth shut. Rex's conscience represents his emotions, helping him deal with the situation. It is smarter and more sadistic than Rex, and plays a significant role in both his life and death. The conscience analyzes the situation and concludes that the perpetrators are the strange husband and wife from the airport. As Rex cries in his condition, his conscience thinks of ways to escape. However, because of the strength of the ties binding his hands, the conscience suggests pretending to be unconscious if the perpetrators suddenly appear. Noticing many bicycles around, the alter ego assumes the kidnappers are a family. Meanwhile, all the family members have gone to sleep upstairs, but the youngest child, Alavi, is still awake and curious about the victim. Rex, who hasn't had enough time to untie the rope, tries to do so with his teeth. The young boy decides to go down to the basement, but his efforts are in vain because the rope is too thick. When the boy enters the room, Rex pretends to be unconscious. Rex learns that the newcomer is just a child, so he comes up with a plan to use the boy as leverage to escape. He tries to persuade Alavi before kicking him in the face with his amputated leg and pinning him with his thighs. Not long after, Alavi's sister, Alia, realizes her little brother is missing and goes to the basement. It turns out Alia is the young girl who tried to run away from several men earlier. This explains that her family is currently kidnapping Rex. Rex threatens to break Alavi's neck if Alia attempts to kill him. But in his panic, Rex accidentally lets go of Alavi, losing his chance to escape. When Alavi is found unconscious, the family rushes him to the hospital. The mother then slaps Alia, believing she harmed her little brother. At this point, it becomes clear that Alia has a different nature from her family, and could be a chance for Rex to escape. The opportunity is strengthened when Alia suddenly smiles and imagines herself married to Rex, indicating her attraction to him. With her family at the hospital, Alia goes downstairs, treats Rex's leg, and expresses her feelings to him. She then tells Rex how her family began kidnapping people to feed her eldest brother, who suffers from a disorder causing him to crave human flesh. Her family started this practice after he bit his father as a baby. Although Alia disagrees with it, her family continues to kidnap people to satisfy her brother's hunger. When the older brother doesn't like the flesh of a victim, they have to find a replacement. Night after night, death followed Alia, and she tried many times to escape but was always caught and imprisoned in a wooden cage built by her father. After sharing her story, Alia feels sorry for Rex and leaves a knife on the floor, asking him to take it himself. When Rex manages to get the knife and tries to cut the rope, Alia's 3 brothers suddenly appear, intending to execute him. Rex pretends to be unconscious, and the brothers cancel their plan. Meanwhile, Rex's conscience is furious and wants to end the lives of the family. The family of cannibals has chosen the wrong person to kidnap. They notice Rex's leg already bandaged and search for Alia in her room. Alia is hiding in the basement, but her brother finds her and takes her upstairs. Rex is injected with a liquid that makes him laugh uncontrollably. We then flash back to 8 years ago when Rex fought the robbers at the bank. We see how brutal Rex was when he killed the robbers. His conscience was in control then, and despite the violence, he became a hero to everyone present. When Rex tried to save his lover, the robber was frightened because Rex didn't care who would die. After Maddie was freed, Rex, driven by his ego, shot the robber. The robber's gun accidentally fired into a cupboard, killing a bank employee hiding inside. This is why Rex was sentenced to 8 years in prison, for risking lives to satisfy himself. Because of the long sentence, Maddie decided to end their relationship as she didn't want to wait for him. Later, Rex wakes up to see a psychopath cutting off his leg. Rex kicks the psychopath, who runs off to get anesthetic. Rex uses a knife to cut the rope tying his hands and when the psychopath returns, stabs him in the ear. Rex then finds tools to escape, using a golf club tied to his leg to climb to the top floor. After getting out of the basement, his conscience tells him to rescue Alia too. Rex leaves the house, considering what his conscience said. When the parents return from the hospital, they are shocked by the bloodstains outside. They find their children still asleep and scold them for letting Rex escape. Fearing Rex might return with the police, they decide to move out. It seems their plan will fail. Rex, hiding under the table, kills them one by one with a nail gun. When Rex tries to shoot the mother, he runs out of nails and kicks her in the head with a golf club attached to a cut-off leg. Her son tries to fight Rex but gets a knife thrown into his body and dies. Alia then kills her mother, who has just woken up. After this horror, they still face Alia's oldest cannibal brother, who comes down the stairs looking like a monster. Rex and the cannibal fight, and Rex finds a piece of his right leg in the refrigerator. He is relieved because his leg wasn't eaten. He puts it in the cannibal's mouth and kills him. Rex takes Alia back to America, where they decide to live together. One night, while out with friends, Alia becomes jealous when one of them shows interest in Rex. Alia then imagines killing the woman who makes her jealous, showing that she and Rex share similar dark sides. Meanwhile, Alia's youngest sibling, who has recovered from his injuries, plans to get revenge for their family. The film ends there. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video.